Eric Lomax from Berwick in Northumberland was a World War II prisoner. He was forced to work on the Thai-Burma Railway and was horrifically tortured. His book, The Railway Man's now being turned into a movie with Hollywood stars.
We've got Hitler on the run. That's it, sir. And we're bombing Germany 24 hours a day.
Eric's experiences led to decades of nightmares and post-traumatic stress. But then he learned one of his tormentors was still alive, and he set off to confront him.
I suspected, and Eric told me later that I had been correct, that he really wished to have his revenge.
Their meeting was filmed by a documentary maker.
I must say something to you before shake hands.
You're very well, are you?
Yes.
Oh, that's
but,
very good.
I'm very sorry. We had done very wrong thing for
well,
you.
That's kind of you to say so.
The West Coast is extraordinarily beautiful. You might well fall in love with it.
In the film, the older Eric Lomax is played by Colin Firth, his wife Patty by Nicole Kidman, huge stars who spent time in the Lomax's Berwick home.
And by sheer coincidence, there was a big picture of Colin and his wife Livia on the front page of the Daily Telegraph. Eric suddenly realised, he turned to me and he said, I think we've got somebody famous here playing in our film, Patty.
After meeting Eric and learning about how much he'd suffered, the role was the hardest Colin Firth says he'd ever taken on.
I've rarely felt quite so out of my depth or as inadequate to capturing an experience just because it is so immense. My own limitations as an actor combined with the limitations of filmmaking, and we've got 90 minutes to try to get a fragment of this, we're all pretty overwhelming.
But to build such a railway, it would be an act not of engineering, but of extreme barbarity.
And playing a young Eric, rising star Jeremy Irvine.
Yeah, it's a role that I still really haven't quite got over yet, and I think it's going to stay with me for a long time.
I know you're close to Patty. I guess you're supporting each other a little.
100%. You know, she's. I've always said, you know, if Patty didn't like it, then all of this is for nothing. This is one of the most remarkable women I've ever met. I know, I'm finding the thing incredibly moving, really moving. Yeah.
Well, of course, the book by Eric Lomax, The Railway Man, now made into this film. It's a story of survival, a story of courage, but most of all, it's a story of forgiveness.
And already veterans invited to see the film ahead of its release have begun to share their experiences.
I had the job, amongst others, to drag out the corpses. It was the worst thing I ever did.
So have you told many people about your story?
No.
I think he would have felt immensely proud that he had got the message across, not for himself, but for all of the other people that died on that railroad. 90,000 people died.
Eric forgave, but said he wouldn't forget his cruel torture. He died last year, but his story now lives on, a story of letting go of the hatred.
He said, Patty, sometime the hating has to stop. And that, I think, summed up the man. And he has that inscribed on his headstone.
The Railway Man opens in cinemas on January the 10th. Sharon Barber, BBC Look North.